This lecture is going to be as a part of our lecture series Special Theory of Relativity. In the last lectures, I have spoken about the covariance and non-covariance of some questions under the Lorentz transformation, and this lecture is going to be as one of the same lecture series of the Special Theory of Relativity, in which I shall discuss about the non-covariance and covariance of wave equation under Gaussian transformation and Lorentz transformation respectively. This lecture is going to be as the description of non-covariance of wave equation under the Gaussian transformation, and the same lecture series in the second part of the same video I will talk about the covariance of wave equation under the Lorentz transformation. So this video is going to be as non-covariance under Galilean transformation. I am expecting to you that you have a basic idea about Gaussian transformation. If you do not have that, you can check my video lecture on the Gaussian transformation. The Gaussian transformation for the time space coordinates for x dash, y dash, z dash, and of course of t dash are expressed as x dash equal x minus vt, y dash equal y, z dash equal z, and t dash equal t. Here I am not considering that to give a full explanation in detail of the Gaussian transformation, how they are expressible in the form of x minus vt, where v is nothing but the velocity of a frame of reference in which something is happening and you are observing the same phenomena in another kind of frame of reference, in which the coordinate of the same phenomena or event are x dash, y dash, z dash, and t dash. So these are what we have the Gaussian transformation for time space coordinates for an event. If I talk about the wave equation, then the mathematical notification of wave equation is del square minus 1 upon c square del square over del t square. This is very well known as the wave equation, in which this is a del, an operator. You have studied about this in your first graduation, okay, and this is nothing but the partial derivative of time. Sometimes here this all this equation operates on the magnetic or electric field. For the convenience, you can put it here as phi. Phi may be a magnetic field, vector, or electric field vector. It can represent either of both. So if I operate all this equation on the magnetic field vector or electric field vector, this equation takes place as del square phi minus del square phi over del t square equals 0. Our task in this video is not to define the nature of the wave equation in detail, but we are confining about this lecture to prove the covariance of this equation under the Gaussian transformation, and the next lecture we will took this equation into the Lorentz transformation as well. Okay, so if I operate this equation under the Gaussian transformation, then I will expect to have this form like, as you know, the wave equation del square minus 1 upon c square del square over del t square equals 0. Okay. Also, you are expected to have an idea about the operator del, which is nothing but the del over del x plus del over del y plus del over del z. Here del over del x is the partial derivative of a field vector with respect to x. This is for with respect to y, and this is for the same with respect to z. In the wave equation, square is taken. It's mean that if I take del square, the form of this equation automatically leads to this form. Right? So I will take this equation in the form of this one. How? Let me write it as, if I apply the simple coordinate to this wave equation, then I will get the form of this wave equation as, okay, let me take here the magnetic field vector as the operated field. So I will take phi, or you can take f or e and b as well. I am taking a phi here as magnetic field vector, okay? Magnetic field vector. Then this equation leads to del square phi minus 1 over c square del square phi over del t square equals 0. I will be able to say this equation as covariance under the Gaussian transformation if this takes the form. How? If this takes the form del square phi over del x square plus del square phi over del y square plus del square phi over del z square, this is for this del square phi, and minus 1 upon c square into del square phi over del t square. I will be able to say this equation is covariant under the Gaussian transformation if this part is equal to del square phi over del x dash square plus del square phi over del y dash square plus del square phi over del z square z dash square, and minus 1 upon c square, and this is replaced by del square phi over del t dash square. If this equation obeys this form, then I will say this equation is covariant under the Gaussian transformation. If it doesn't allow this expressible equation, then I will say this is not covariant, this is non-invariant, okay, under the, or covariant under the Gaussian transformation. So let us start to prove this equation, or to check this equation is covariant or variant under the Gaussian transformation. So we have the equation, wave equation as del square phi minus 1 upon c square del square phi upon del t square. C is the speed of light here, equals 0. As you know about the operator del, del is nothing but okay, let me operate this as of phi. So this is del phi is nothing but del phi over del x plus del phi over del y plus del phi over del z. Let this equation is 1. Okay, you should go through the chain rule of partial derivative of the coordinates. So by the chain rule, the chain rule for del of del x, del phi of del x can be expressible as del phi over del x dash upon del x plus del phi over del y dash upon del x plus del phi upon del z dash plus del z dash upon del x plus del phi upon del t dash upon del x. This is the chain rule for the partial derivative of phi with respect to x, and the same chain rule can be expressible for the next coordinate as y. Here x, x, x and x will be replaced by y, and for the chain rule for same coordinate for z, the complete expression will be replaced in the place of x, that will be of the z. So this will be del z, del z, del z and del z, right? So I am okay, let me write the chain rule for all the coordinates x, y, z and t as well. So chain rule for y will be this one, and this will be del y here. Okay, let write x first time, and this will be del phi over del y dash, this is del y dash upon del y, del phi over del z dash upon del y, and plus this is del phi over del t dash upon del y. Same for b del z, this will be del phi over del x dash, and this is del x dash upon del z, plus del phi upon del y dash upon del z, plus this is again del phi upon del z dash upon del z, and plus del phi upon del t dash upon del z. And for the time, this will be del phi over del t, this will be del phi over del x dash upon del t, and plus del phi over del y dash upon del t, plus del phi upon del z dash upon del t, and plus del phi upon del t dash upon del t. So this is, I have written the chain rule for all the coordinates x, y, z and t. Okay. Now in order to put this equation as covariant under the Gaussian transformation, I will need to find the values of what? Del y over del phi over del x, del phi over del y, del phi over del z and del phi over del t here. Okay. So let all the equation, which is let's say this equation 1, so let's say this is 2, 3 and this is 4 and this is 5 here. Now I am finding the values of all these terms in order to make this equation 2 to put in the equation number 1. So Gaussian transformation, according to Gaussian transformation, x dash is nothing but x minus bt, right? And y dash is nothing but y, and z dash is nothing but z, and t dash is nothing but t. Okay. Now let us first find the value of del x dash upon del x, and del y dash over del x, del z dash upon del x, and del t dash over del x. So I need to differentiate this equation x dash equals x minus vt with respect to what? X, in order to find the value of del x dash upon del x. So if I differentiate this equation with respect to x, I will get here this is 1, because the differentiation of x with respect to s is 1, and here no x is present, that's why the differentiation of this constant value with respect to x will be 0. Remained is 1. Similarly, I can find the value of del y dash over del x. Here as you can see, no x is present here, it's mean that all the values constant with respect to x, so their differentiation will be 0. Similarly, the del z dash upon del x will be 0, and del t dash upon del x equals to 0. Hand to hand, let me differentiate this equation with respect to y, z and t as well. So the differentiation of this equation with respect to y will be what? This will be 0 because no y is here, and this will be dy dash over by, this will be 1 because I am differentiating this equation with respect to by. So del y dash upon del y will be 1 because the differentiation of by with respect to by itself will be 1. Correct? Now let's move towards del z dash upon del y. This will become 0 again because no y is here, and similarly del t dash upon del y will be 0 as it is independent by the by. Also I have the value of del x dash upon del z. Now I am differentiating all these 4 equations with respect to z. So let us first differentiate this equation with respect to z. This will give me as 0 because no z is here. This will give me again 0, and this will give me as 1, and this will give me as 0 again. Correct? Now if I find the value of del x dash with respect to t, it means that if I differentiate all the 4 equations with respect to t, what I will get? I will get here x is 0 and the differentiation of t with respect to t is 1, so v will be remained of negative. Okay. Similarly from here I will get dy dash over dt as 0 because it is independent of t, and similarly this is del z dash upon del t equals 0, and del t dash upon del t will be 1 because the differentiation of t with respect to t is 1. So this is how I have found the values of this one, and this one, and this one as well. Okay. Also I have found the value of again all these factors in the equation 3, 4 and 5. So now let us put all these values in the equation 2, 3, 4 and 5 respectively, and let's check how the equation takes form. So when I put the value of these operations in equation number 2, what I will get? The nature of equation 2 will lead. This will give me del phi over del x. Okay. So here del phi over del x dash is here. Del phi over del x dash is here. Right. Now the value of del x dash over del x is nothing but 1 from here. So this is 1, and plus if I look at this factor, this is del phi over del y dash. Okay, this is del y dash over del x. What is the value of the differentiation of y dash with respect to x? That is 0. It means that this factor vanishes out. Similarly del z dash over del x is 0 from this consideration. This factor vanishes out. Similarly del t dash over del x is again 0. It means that only this term survives and all these 3 terms vanish out. So this equation is nothing but only this one. Okay. Right. Now as you know, here del square is taken. Okay. So I will take the square of this equation for the convenient. Okay, let me write the equation number 1 in the square form. This will be del square phi del x square del square phi over del y square del square phi over del z square here. Okay, so I have to find the value of del square phi over del x square, and up till now I have got the value of del phi over del x. So let's take square on both sides, or let's operate on both sides at del over del x. So as you know, the del square phi over del x square is nothing but del over del x of del phi over del x. As the basic property of the partial differentiation or simple differentiation, derivatives of differentiation is what? Del is, it means this is a second order partial differentiation of x. Okay, so this is a first order partial differentiation of phi with respect to x. So you can operate again a del over del x on del phi over del x to get del square phi over del x square, and it will nothing, this will be what? Okay, this is del x dash here. Okay, Now you can easily see from the equation from this one, I can multiply del x with the 1. I will get del x dash equals to del x. Okay, so I am taking the same consideration. It's mean that del x dash can be replaced as del x, or del x can be replaced as del x dash. So it's mean that I can put del x as del x dash, because let me write it as del x dash equals to del x. So this equation takes form of del square phi over del square x is nothing but del upon del x dash, and this is del phi over del x dash. This equation also can be written as del square phi upon del x square, del x dash square, and which is nothing but going to del square, going to equal to del square phi over del x square. So this is what I have got up till now. By doing all this consideration up till now, I have found the value of this one. Okay, now I am going to find the value of this one factor and this one factor. Now if you are fond of the cyclicity of these all consideration, then I will repeat the procedure for by putting all these values in equation number 2, in equation number 3, sorry. When I will put the value of del x dash over del y dash over del y, del z dash over del y, del t dash over del y, I will take these consideration, and from here this factor will vanish out because this value is 0, this factor will survive, this factor will 0, this factor will 0. It's mean that only this factor will survive, and as the same consideration as here, this is x dash here, this is y dash here, this factor will become as this one, sorry, this one, and when you take the second derivative of the same equation, you will get this one. It's mean that by checking the cyclicity, I can simply find the value of this one, as well as I have found the value of what, del square phi over del x square. Okay, so I am writing these values. So the value of del square phi over del x square is nothing but del square phi over del x dash square. Similarly, del square phi over del y square will be del square phi over del y dash square, and del square phi over del z square will be del square phi over del z dash square. Correct? So this factor has done. Now let's move towards about this factor. I have taken all the consideration for this value del square phi up till now. Now let us take all these considerations for this remained factor. This is del square phi over del t square. So let me apply the Gaussian transformation on this factor as well, as I have applied all the Gaussian transformation on del square phi here. Okay, so let's move towards to operate Gaussian transformation on this factor here. So first of all, I will find the value of del phi over del t from this equation, apply the Gaussian transformation. It's mean that first of all I will find the value of del phi over del t by using the Gaussian transformation. It's mean that I will find the value of del x dash over del t according to the Gaussian transformation from here, from these considerations. Okay, so this equation will vanish out. How this equation will be? This is del phi over del x dash. Okay, and the value of del x dash over del t, del x dash over del t is nothing but minus v. Its simple meaning is that the differentiation of x dash with respect to t is nothing 0. This is minus v. X becomes 0 and t becomes 1. This is minus v. So this value is minus v plus, what about del phi over del phi dash into del y dash upon del t? The differentiation of pi dash with respect to t from this equation I have got as 0. Sorry, this is 0. Similarly, the differentiation of z dash with respect to time is 0 because it is also independent of time. So these two factors will vanish out. So this is 0 assigned for this factor, this is 0 assigned for this factor. What about del phi over del t dash, and this is del t dash over del t. So this is 1 because the differentiation of t dash with respect to t is 1. So this is 1 again. Okay, so this equation is just quite different other than the equation 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Because in that equation this factor was also 0. Okay, so this is the value what I got. This can be simply written as, I am taking the plus factor as my priority. This is del phi over del t dash, okay, and this is minus v del phi over del x dash. This is the value of del phi over del t here. Okay, so I am putting it here. Okay, let me write it here. Okay, so I can remove all these terms because I have assigned all these Gaussian transformation in my equation. So the value of del phi over del t as this is del phi over del t dash minus v del phi over del x dash. In order to find the value of this factor, I will have to take the second derivative of this equation. It means that I will have to take the del phi over del t, okay, del square phi over del t square as del over del t of del phi over del t. Okay, the value of this factor is nothing but this one, and this is, okay, this one is del over del t, and this is del phi over del t dash and minus v del phi over del x dash. Okay, now as I have told you that this is the magnetic field vector or electric field vector. If you are interested to get rid this equation of from phi, then this equation will take form in only operators. This will be del square over del t square, right? And this will can be written as del over del t and del over del t, right? Del square over del t square equal to nothing but del over del t into del over del t. It means that the value of del over del t and the value of del over del t will nothing but this will be simply the del square over del t square. Okay, so in order to find the value of del square phi over del t square, I can write this equation in two terms. It means that I have to put the, if I take the simply in simple terms, if I take the square of this equation, then I will get the value of del square over del t square, because this equation is independent upon by the electric field as well as the magnetic field vectors, right? So in simple terms, del square phi over del t square nothing but for this one, this is again this is del phi over del t dash minus v del phi over del x. This is for this one without in operated form, and this is going as del t dash minus v del phi over del x. Okay, I can write it as a square in the form of this. This is del phi over del t dash minus v del phi over del x dash, and its square. This is going to equal as del square phi over del t square here. So this is how I have found the value of fragmented parts of this equation. Now the time has come to put all these values. Let's say this equation is 6, this is 7, this is 8, and this is 9. So let me put the values of 1, 6, 7, 8, 9 in equation. Let's say this equation is A, in equation A. So when I put all this equation number A, I will get equation A will lead to as this is nothing but this value. Okay, so I am writing first this del operator in the form of its fragmented form. So this is nothing but del square phi over del x square plus del square phi upon del y square plus del square phi over del z square and minus 1 upon c square. This is nothing but del square phi upon del t square. Okay, this is my LHS. Now let me put the values of this factor as well as of this factor. So value of del square phi over del x square is nothing but from equation number 6. This is del square phi over del x square is nothing but del square phi upon del x dash square plus for del square phi over del y square. This is, you can check the cyclicity. The value of del square phi over del x square is in the form of dash. Here dash is taken, here dash is taken. So again in the place of z, this will be del z square. So this is for this one, okay, minus 1 upon c square into the value of del square phi over del t square. So I will take the use of equation number 9. So this is nothing but del square phi over del t dash and minus v, okay, this one is del phi over del t dash minus v del phi over del x dash whole square. Okay, so this is the equation what we have got. Now what was the equation what we have expected? So I bind it to this equation has come as in the form of what? This equation should be. This equation should be as how? This equation should be, this factor will come, if will come, del square phi over del x dash square plus del square phi over del y dash square plus del square phi upon del z square minus 1 upon c square, and this factor would be del square phi upon del t dash square. So this equation would take the form as this one. If the RHS what I got as this one, if this factor would be this one, then I will able to say this equation is invariant under the Lorentz-Galilean transformation, because x, y, z would be replaced as x dash, y dash and z dash and t dash for the t. And as you have the good idea about the Galilean transformation covariancy, a mathematical rule or equation is said to be covariance under the Galilean transformation if there is no change in the physical or the fundamental structure of that particular equation or law. It means that if the coordinate of a particular event like x, y, z and t will become x dash, y dash, z dash, t dash without any change in their nature, then we are able to say that this particular quantity, these all the particular quantities or rules or laws are invariant. But here as we wanted that this equation should be, this is nothing but. So this is what we have expected and this is what we have got, and both are different. That's why the Babe equation is non-invariant under the Galilean transformation. Okay, so I can write this fact here. Let me write this one here. So I can firmly write that Babe equation is non-invariant under Galilean transformation. Okay. In the same, the next lecture will be included the Babe equation nature under the Lorentz transformation. Okay, and you have some idea about the Lorentz transformation invariance when we operate the Lorentz transformation on the laws or the physical equations. in which the situation or event have some such kind of quantities which are dealing with the speed of light. It's mean that if some quantity or some object, okay, let's take a simple example. If in a formula something is like that, c is taking place, okay, or an event is taking place in such a way that the speed is comparable to the speed of light, then all the situations or rules are generally invariant under the Lorentz transformation. As we know very well that the wave equation takes electric or magnetic field, and C is here also included. It's mean that we cannot apply the Gaussian transformation to this equation, because Gaussian transformation are applied in those situations which deal about the small velocities or low velocities of the objects. And you have the very well idea about the phi. This is magnetic field vector. Or electric field vector. This is arbitrary, you can take either. And electric and magnetic field both have the comparable speed of light. Mean that magnetic field vector or electric field vector, when they emerge out from an electromagnetic wave, they move in the vacuum or in the space with the speed of light. Okay, so electric and magnetic field vector takes place in the comparable speed of light. It's mean that they should be variant in the Lorentz transformation, because Lorentz transformation are according to the situation in which the things have comparable speed of light, and Gaussian transformation are not so much. Okay, that's why this equation is non-invariant under the Gaussian transformation. In the next lecture, I will take you to the same equation as the invariant under the Lorentz transformation. So let's move towards the next lecture.